The unshakable journey. Rise, declare, and conquer in faith. My dear brother and sister, listen closely. What you're about to hear will ignite your faith, empower your journey, and transform your life. Life will test you. It will challenge your strength, shake your faith, and push you to your limits. But let me remind you today, your trials are not the end. They are the beginning of your breakthrough. That sickness the doctor said cannot be cured, it is nothing before God. The same God who created the universe, who parted the Red Sea, and who raised Lazarus from the dead is fighting for you. I am the Lord who heals you. Exodus 15, verse 26. What man says is permanent, God calls temporary. That disease is not your portion. That pain is not your destiny. The thing you thought was permanent, the lack, the failure, the disappointment, is not your portion. God is about to revive every dead situation in your life. He's breathing life into what you thought was over. That talent the enemy tried to steal? God says, this is your redemption season. What was lost will be restored sevenfold. Proverbs 6, verse 31. When Peter fished all night and caught nothing, Jesus stepped into his emptiness and said, cast your nets again. What seemed impossible became an overflow. Luke 5, verses 4 to 6. God is stepping into your situation right now. He's saying, try again. That failure you experienced, it's not final. That setback, it's a setup for your greatest comeback. Listen to me. Failure is not your portion. You are destined for victory because God is not a God of failure. He is a God of power, promise, and purpose. He declares, do not fear, for I am with you. Isaiah 41, verse 10. Let that sink in. God Almighty is with you. He is roaring like a lion, fighting your battles, tearing down the walls of impossibility, and paving a path to what seemed unmovable. But here's the truth. Not everyone in your life is meant to go where God is taking you. Bad company corrupts good morals. 1 Corinthians 15, verse 33. There are voices that will try to derail you. People who will speak fear and doubt over your future. Silence them. Surround yourself with those who remind you that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Psalm 139, verse 14. Whatever negativity you've allowed into your heart, release it. That doubt, that fear, that insecurity, it is not your portion. Through you, your enemies will be ashamed. No weapon formed against you will prosper. Isaiah 54, verse 17. What the enemy meant for harm, God is turning into your greatest testimony. Genesis 50, verse 20. God's promises are unshakable. His power is unstoppable. But you must step out in faith. Faith isn't about seeing. It's about believing. We live by faith, not by sight. 2 Corinthians 5, verse 7. Like Joshua and the walls of Jericho, sometimes your breakthrough requires a bold step of faith. Your obedience opens doors, and your faith moves mountains. God is calling you to tap into His abundance. Stop limiting Him. He is bigger than your struggles, greater than your fears, and stronger than your enemies. This is your time to walk through the door of destiny He has flung open for you. Do not shrink back. Do not settle. You were made for greatness. The righteous are as bold as a lion. Proverbs 28, verse 1. And when the struggle feels overwhelming, when the burden feels unbearable, hear this. God is bigger than your struggles. You may feel crushed, but you are not defeated. You may feel surrounded, but God has promised to fight for you. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. Exodus 14, verse 14. Even when you stumble, even when you fall, God's promises remain. The Lord upholds all who fall and lifts up all who are bowed down. Psalm 145, verse 14. Your failure is not final. Your weakness is not your identity. He who began a good work in you will bring it to completion. Philippians 1, verse 6. This is your season of restoration. This is your time to rise. Whatever the enemy has stolen, whatever has been lost, God is redeeming it now. Declare boldly, I will finish strong. Speak life over your dreams. Speak healing over your body. Speak abundance into your future. Let the power of your voice declare victory. The tongue has the power of life and death. Proverbs 18 verse 21. Stop speaking doubt. Stop speaking defeat. Instead declare, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Philippians 4 verse 13. So rise, warrior. Shake off the chains of fear, doubt, and failure. This is not your end. This is your beginning. The God who never stops working is on your side. The unshakable journey begins now. This is your moment. This is your season. Declare it. Walk in it. Believe it. Victory is yours. Thank you for taking the time to listen. I believe this message will resonate with you and empower your journey. May you walk in faith, peace, and victory. Shalom.